Christina, aka Miss WOC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to my 10 to the end video. So I just been seeing everybody talk about this on IG, and I think I saw a couple of videos on here, and I said, that's cute, plus I needed a video idea, so here are 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year. I'm going to start with my physical stack first, and then I will give you my digitals. The first book that I have is by Nima Simone, and it is Church Girl. Just the whole former preacher's daughter thing kind of intrigued me. Plus, I've read Nima Simone before. So, Aaliyah Montgomery isn't just ditching her wedding. She's also fleeing her suffocating small town and her family's expectations. She's got plans for college, for finding herself. But landing a job in Chicago that fits her schedule isn't easy. Good thing Von Howard is desperate to find a live-in nanny. Bad thing that he's a gritty, grumpy, gorgeous tattoo artist carrying as much baggage as he has ink. Von's new hire is inexperienced and a fire hazard in the kitchen. She's also all thick curls, thicker curves, and a distracting mix of innocence and sensuality. After the upheaval of a divorce, he just needs a nanny, not a sneaky link. Meanwhile, Aaliyah is bonding with his 7-year-old and showing an unexpected flair for tattoo art. Who could resist? Yet, deep down, Aaliyah is still running from her feelings and her fear of losing herself to someone else's expectations again. Even as her past return to haunt them, their undeniable heat says maybe it's time to stand and fight for a love they didn't see coming. So this is an Afterglow book, and I'll be honest, so far Afterglow books have not been working for me, but it definitely sounds different than some of the other stuff I've read from Harlequin. It sounds like it could be a really good time. I have been wanting to see more romance set in Chicago and other areas outside of New York and just certain places down south, so that's also kind of intriguing to me. So I'll let you guys know how it is. This one isn't too thick either. A couple of the other Afterglow books I read were just a little thicker than this, so we will find out. School for Unusual Magic, Winter Frost. This is book 2 in the series. I read book 1 earlier this year, and I thought it was a pretty good start to the series. After a chaotic semester, Rose, Amethyst, and Lav have found themselves with new magical skills up their sleeves, which will come in handy when they begin middle magic next year. But school is the last thing on their minds over winter break. Tensions are high between Landwalkers and the Merfolk's mysterious new leader, Frost. Worse, Amethyst's mom has gone missing with an extremely illegal wand, and everyone, their classmates, principal, Ivy, the committee, thinks she's guilty. But Amethyst is determined to find her mother and set everything right. Her mom just has to be innocent. When a secret about Amethyst's identity is revealed, her whole world comes crashing down. She'll have to trust that Rose and Lav can keep the peace above ground while she dives underwater for answers. So now that the whole world is set up, as far as this magical school, I am excited to see what direction it goes in. Sounds like there's going to be some mermaid magic, which I always love. And this is one of those illustrated books too, so it kind of has I'm trying to find them. It has little cute little illustrations on some of the pages. But I have been trying to read a lot more middle grade fantasy and just find some really good ones to recommend. I do recommend book 1 of this, and I will let you know how I feel about book 2. Moko Magic, Carnival Chaos. This is the first book in a new series by Tracy Baptiste, which I love Tracy Baptiste's work from what I've read so far. She wrote The Jumbies, which I really enjoyed. "12-year-old Misty and her mother have just moved from Trinidad to Brooklyn in time for the annual carnival celebrations over Labor Day weekend. Misty has plenty to deal with, getting used to living with her cousins Aiden and Brooke. But on top of that, really strange things begin to happen. A ball of feathers in the basement starts squeaking and rolling around. When Misty and her cousins eat pieces of mango achar, flames shoot out of their mouths. Most disturbing of all, Misty begins to see visions of the future, scary visions that soon come true. Misty discovers that she and her cousins come from a long line of Mokos, people who have special powers meant to help them protect their community. The trio is just learning about their skills when Misty senses something watching her. And then each of the carnival events is disrupted by a different disaster. Some kind of evil force is clearly trying to stop the festivities. But why? And will Moko magic be enough to save the day? Weirdness and wonders abound in the celebration of Afro-Caribbean culture by the author of the beloved Jumbi series. This one is a thick one, which is the only reason why I haven't actually started reading it yet. This one was gifted to me by Disney Publishing, and like I said, it's thick. So I hope to read this during the month of December when I have like a little more time. This is definitely going to try and be a priority read. The Night Ward by R.S.A. Garcia. So I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, including my November ER, so this is definitely a read for this month. I have been telling myself I need to get to it, and I'm excited too, just because I do love reading more adult fantasy, and that's what this is promising me. And I read her short story and I enjoyed it. For hundreds of years, Gaia's hand has stood as a ward against the dark. The Age of Chaos is a faded memory. The goddess has left Galen and given her blessing to the queens to rule in her stead. Princess Viella of the court of Hamburg is the spirit of Gaia's presumptive heir to the throne and budding wielder of magic. And yet, she's still a child, not yet 10 years old, and a day spent evading her teachers and her dutiful bodyguard Luca is much more satisfying than learning about telepathy, illusions, and other spells, or obeying even her mother, the queen. There is time enough, until there isn't. For the night, the queen hosts a ceremony to confirm Viella as the next hand of Gaia. Everything changes for her. In the most horrific way imaginable, Viella's mother is assassinated. Now Viella is queen. Luca, despite resenting his position as royal babysitter, does not hesitate. He rushes his charge from the court and vows to keep her safe. Yet he is unsure how to help a burgeoning hand of Gaia, let alone contend with his place as a man in a matriarchal world and the secret that is burning inside him. Together, they are on the run from darkness in a world where the lines between magic and technology are blurring, and it's up to a child and her protector to bring clarity and light back to the queendom. So, one of the things that intrigued me about it, in addition to just like following the author, is that I don't really like hear too many similar books like this coming out recently by Black authors, so that also kind of brought me into it. And I like that it has a male as the lead, which is also kind of intriguing because I don't read a whole lot of fantasy that are having male leads. I tend to just read mostly like women-led fantasy. And I know a lot of you guys are curious about this one, so I will be starting this one soon. Alright, so now that I got my physical books aside, these are the ones that I will be reading that I have digitally, whether it's ebook or audiobook. We have Love in Bloom by Lucy Eden. I have both the ebook and the audiobook for this one. It took exactly 24 hours for Atlanta publicist Emma Walters to go from near perfect to a monumental disaster. One day to break up with her boyfriend, get fired, and inherit a farm. All that's left for her to take the still smoking remains of her dignity and flee to her new farm in Green Acres, Georgia. However, Emma's new country life is anything but peaceful. The quirky locals seem to inexplicably dislike her, and farming proves way messier than she expected. Adding to her frustration is Dan Pednikar, the farm's infuriatingly handsome manager who doubts her ability to handle even the simplest tasks. Emma soon discovers that the farm isn't exactly what it seems. It doesn't sell anything, making her wonder if it's just a glorified petting zoo or if Dan is hiding something much bigger. With suspiciously named shops like Four and 20 blackbirds lining Main Street, it's clear that the whole town might be in on a secret. But when the farm and the livelihood of the townsfolk is threatened, Emma must come up with a plan to save it, because when you farm around, it's just a matter of time before everyone finds out. So I think that's the first time I read the synopsis in full, actually. I've been hearing Lucy Eden's name for a while now because she's very popular in the indie space. This one is, I think, her first trap pop book. I'm not sure. But I do love like a small town romance, so that always will suck me in. And it sounds like there's going to be some interesting secrets here. Devils Kill Devils by Johnny Compton. Johnny Compton wrote The Spite House, which is a horror that I really enjoyed. So when I saw he had a book 2 coming, I'm like, okay, I need that also. And I have the audiobook for this one as well. Sarita has been watched over by a guardian angel her entire life. She calls him Angelo and keeps him a secret. But secrets can't stay buried forever. When Angelo murders someone she loves, Sarita begins to see what's really been lurking in the shadows surrounding her. And she will have to embrace the evil within if she hopes to make it out alive. So that is Johnny Compton's new book. It's also 288 pages, which I think is like perfect length for a horror. So it should be a relatively quick read. This Cursed House by Del Sandine. And I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about this one, actually. In the fall of 1962, 27-year-old Gemma Barker is desperate to escape her life in Chicago and the spirits she has always been able to see. When she receives an unexpected job offer from the Ducan family in New Orleans, she accepts, thinking it is her chance to start over. But Gemma discovers that the Ducan family isn't what it seems. Light enough to pass as white, the black family members look down on brown-skinned Gemma. Their tenuous hold on reality extends to all members of their eccentric clan, from haughty grandmother Honorine to beautiful yet inscrutable cousin Fawcett. And soon the shocking truth comes out. The Ducans are under a curse, and they think Gemma has the power to break it. As Gemma wrestles with the gift she's run from all her life, she unravels deeper and more disturbing secrets about the mysterious Ducans. Secrets that stretch back over a century. Secrets that bind her to their fate if she fails. So like I said, I've been hearing great stuff about this, which just has me really excited to pick it up. And so far, my fall reads haven't been the best, so I've been looking for some good ones to check out. The Truth According to Ember. This one is by Danica Nava. So I have the audiobook of this one as well. I got it from Libro like the month it came out. Emberly Cardinal has not always been a liar. Well, not for anything that counted at least. But her job search is not going well, and when her resume is rejected for the 37th time, she takes matters into her own hands. She gets creative, listing her qualifications and answering the ethnicity question on applications with a lie. A half-lie, technically. No one wanted Native American Ember, but white Ember has just landed her dream accounting job on Park Avenue. Oklahoma City, that is. Accountant Ember thrives in corporate life, and her love life seems to be looking up as well. Danoa Coulson, the IT guy and fellow native who caught her eye on her first day, seems to actually be interested in her too. Despite her unease over the no dating policy at work, they start to see each other secretly, which somehow makes it even hotter. But when they're caught in a compromising position on a work trip, a scheming colleague blackmails Ember, threatening to expose their relationship. As the manipulation continues to grow, so do Ember's lies. She must make the hard decision to either stay silent or finally tell the truth, which could cost her everything. So yeah, I haven't read a lot of Native American books either, so that's something I've been thinking about this year. trying to find more books by native authors. So I had this one in mind, and then there's like some upcoming ones I've been eyeing up, and hopefully this is a really cute one. The Accomplice, 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, with Aaron Philip Clarke. So this one, I have the audiobook as well, and I had seen some people talking about it like right before it came out, and I'm like, oh, 50 Cent has a book out? But then I saw like it's a suspense, and that kind of intrigued me, and so I figured it was worth picking up. And it's not that long either. It says it's like 264 pages. In The Accomplice, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and award-winning mystery writer Aaron Philip Clarke introduced readers to New York-born and Texas-bred Nia Adams, who always dreamt of becoming a Texas Ranger. She knows the dangers of the job, and as the first black female ranger, she knows the politics, but she's never encountered a criminal like Desmond Bell. A Vietnam vet turned thief, Desmond steals more than money. He steals the secrets of the rich and powerful and blackmails them for millions. When Desmond steals the Duchamps, the wealthiest family in the country, Nia's investigation into the robbery threatens to expose him and the criminal enterprise he works for. As the bodies pile up, Nia digs deeper for the truth, putting her life and career in danger. It's a deadly cat-and-mouse game between ranger and thief, but to protect their family's secrets, the Duchamps won't hesitate to kill them both. This should be a really quick read. I expect it to be fast-paced and enjoyable. I haven't really read the reviews yet, so I don't know how people are feeling about this one. I know it he's also working on the movie or the show or whatever it's going to be, because he said Taraji is going to be the lead in it. So I'm interested. I'm always down for a suspense with a strong black female woman at the forefront. Alright, and then last I have the Field Guide, which is a part of the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I've been saying now for 3-4 years that I need to reread the Spiderwick Chronicles. I do have the audiobook for this one as well. I read this series when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it, but I don't remember anything about it right now at this point. So it is kind of getting a resurgence, and I did want to try and get, and just so I can remember what I liked about it, see if I still like it as an adult. Because I remember really liking the books and the movie, and I had read the books right before seeing the film, and I remember thinking they did a good adaptation at the time. So this one is by Tony D. Terlizzi and Holly Black. After finding a mysterious handmade field guide in the attic of the ramshackle old mansion they've just moved into, Jared, his twin brother Simon, and their older sister Mallory discover that there's a magical and maybe dangerous world existing parallel to our own, the world of fairy. The Grace children want to share their story, but the fairies will do anything possible to stop them. This is also relatively short, which a lot of books were back then, and I really think short or middle grade needs to make a comeback. I will take a shorter 4-book series, and I think the kids would as well, versus these big tomes that we're seeing all the time now. Like I said, it's been so long, I can't even remember the age I read this at. I remember I was in elementary school, but it's just been so long since I've visited this series that it'll be interesting jumping back in. And I have the audiobook, so I should be able to read this very quickly. So that's my 10 to the end. I want to see if you have 10 books that you're interested in. So if you posted a video, let me know in the comments. I will go check it out. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!